I'm Kyle. I am studying chemical engineering. It's amazing to hear you speak to us today. I just want to say, so like yesterday we watched Pray the Devil Back to Hell, and I was just kind of sitting there, kind of in awe of what people are struggling with elsewhere in the world, and thinking that the worst thing that I've been through is just so small in comparison, like a 2 month COVID lockdown or something like that. And what happens is like this incredible feeling of guilt and obligation to do something to actually help, kind of like rises within me so that like I can do something to make use of this privilege that I have. But I'm always unsure when it's an issue of like civil war or two groups of people that kind of hate each other, what my place is. And it's like, for example, how Liberian people would feel about, an Australian trying to get involved to try and help. And so my question is, like, what can I do? And how can I help in a way that people want when it's so far away from me?
Carl, when you ask this question, I am tearing up a bit, and trust me, I'm a very tough cookie. But I'm tearing up because these are the questions that I get a lot of times from young people. I want to help. I want to change the dynamics of things. I think it's Dr. King that said injustice anywhere is injustice one place is injustice everywhere. I could do better with that quote. But the point that I'm trying to make to you is that I believe in starting small. I did not just come on into the national scene. When I started, I talked about starting with 5 young people. One of the ways I encourage young people who have their deep sense of guilt is look around your community. What is it that you can do to transform a life? Because that becomes your practice ground for going out into the world to doing something greater. Because if you just say, I'm leaving Australia, coming to Liberia to change things, without even practicing at home, you probably encounter something that you have not emotionally prepared for. I ask you, are there young children in your neighborhood who needs to help someone to help them read? Chemical engineering, it means you are a smart one. Gosh, I can't even imagine me sitting down to even do math. Last time I helped my daughter, the only question I helped her with was wrong. So, in math. So, yeah. Is there an old person, especially in these moments of lockdown, who needs grocery? I tell you one thing, advocacy, transformation, work for peace is not just the big thing. What is important is that I am doing something to make someone believe in humanity again. Because if you talk to those in Afghanistan versus someone who is suffering in Australia versus someone who is suffering in Liberia versus someone who is suffering here on the streets of LA, the one thing that they will tell you is that are there people watching? And when we normalize inequality, then we fill our world. And the charge to all of us is that we should not get so hard and so cold to the point that we walk by when we're needed. I try, even with everything that I have to do, to stop and say, can I get grocery for someone who needed? During the lockdown, I found myself in Ghana. And it was me calling everyone that I knew needed food to say, I'm sending you food. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. It's not for feel good. It's not for feel good. It's because you want people to believe that there are good people, there are still good people in the world.